Alice Ballet Friends! Hello! Alice Ballet Friends, how is the teacher today? Don't I look like a cat? A cat in boots. I'm a cat in boots. Friends, today we're going to listen to an interesting cat in boots story with a teacher, and then we're going to do an even more interesting Alice Ballet. But first, we have to do some Alice Ballet Gymnastics! Alice Ballet Friends, are you ready for Alice Ballet Gymnastics? Let's get started!
Alice Ballet. 앨리스 친구들, 우리 다 함께 선생님을 따라 신나게 춤을 춰봐요. 박수를 짝짝짝짝, 두 발을 쿵쿵쿵쿵. 앨리스 발레 댄스. 이번에는 어떤 동작을 따라해 볼까요? 준비, 예쁘게 턴, 발끝을 터치. 앨리스 발레 댄스. 박수를 짝짝짝짝, 두 발을 쿵쿵쿵쿵. 예쁘게 턴, 발끝을 터치. 앨리스 발레 댄스. 앨리스 발레 친구들, 너무 잘 따라하고 있어요. 또 재밌는 동작들을 따라해 봅시다. 어깨를 으쓱으쓱, 점프 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 점프. 앨리스 발레 댄스. 박수를 짝짝짝짝, 두 발을 쿵쿵쿵쿵. 예쁘게 턴, 발끝을 터치. 어깨를 으쓱으쓱, 점프 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 점프. 앨리스 발레 댄스. 자, 앨리스 발레 친구들, 우리 조금만 더 힘을 내봐요. 힘차게 바트마 앨리스 발레 댄스. 박수를 짝짝짝짝, 두 발을 쿵쿵쿵쿵. 예쁘게 턴, 발끝을 터치. 어깨를 으쓱으쓱, 점프 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 점프. 힘차게 바트마 앨리스 발레 댄스. 마지막으로 한 번 더. 박수를 짝짝짝짝, 두 발을 쿵쿵쿵쿵. 예쁘게 턴, 발끝을 터치. 어깨를 으쓱으쓱, 점프 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 점프. 힘차게 바트마 앨리스 발레 댄스. 휴, 앨리스 발레 친구들, 정말 잘했어요.
Wow! Our friends did so well! Our Alice Ballet Friends are the best! You're the best! Now, it's time to hear the Alice Ballet story. Let's get the story fingers out! Story fingers, come on! Alice Ballet story! Yay! Today's story is about the cat in the boots. A poor miller died leaving an inheritance to his 3 sons. The oldest son, who was greedy, got the mill, and the second son got the donkey. And the youngest son, who had a good heart, was left with a cat. With nothing, the youngest son wondered what to do with his life. Oh, what am I going to do now? But the youngest son's cat was very smart. And the cat said, "Master, please give me a pair of boots, a hat, and a sack. And something good will happen to you." The youngest son trusted the cat and did just that. The cat hunted every day. He put on the boots and hat that the youngest son had brought him and filled his sack with the animals he had hunted and brought them to the king.
Your Majesty, this is my master's gift to you. Meow.
Then the king said, "Tell your master, thank you very much." One day, the king went on a picnic with the princess. When the cat heard about it, he ran to his master and said,
Master, get into the river and pretend to drown. And from now on, my master is the Marquis of Carava. Help! 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 My Marquis of Carava!
The cat shouted to the king, "Look! Go and save the Marquis of Carava!" The king sent his guards to rescue the youngest son who became the Marquis of Carava. The princess, who was with the king, took one look at the youngest son and fell in love with him. "Marquis, we will take you to your castle." What? The youngest son was stunned because the youngest son didn't have a castle. As the king's carriage passed through a field, the king asked a farmer, "Whose fields are these?"
They all belong to the Marquis of Carava.
The farmer replied, just as the cat had asked him to. While the king and his youngest son were coming to the castle, the cat went to the monster's castle. He said to the monster,
They say you can turn into anything. But can a monster as big as you turn into a small mouse?
And the monster said, "Of course I can! Ha 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 ha! Of course I can!" Poof! The monster instantly turned into a small mouse.
Meow! This is delicious!
The cat ate the mouse in one gulp. And he became the owner of the castle. The king's carriage arrived at the monster's castle.
Welcome to the castle of the Marquis of Carava!
The king, the princess, the youngest son, and the cat had a happy dinner together. Sometime later, the youngest son married the princess.
I'm so glad my good master is happy! Meow!
The cat said with a big smile. Alice Ballet friends, did you enjoy the story of the cat in the boots? Now, let's see how a good-hearted third son and a cat do ballet together. Let's go! The good-hearted third son fell into the water. Help me! Help me! Help me! Help me! And to save his master, the cat went to help.
Meow!
Alice Ballet Friends. Well, shall we try one more time? The third son is drowning. Help me! Help me! To save his master, the cat went meow! Meow! What do you think, Alice Ballet Friends? Was it hard? Alice Ballet Friends are the best! Best! See you next time for more fun Alice Ballet! Alice Ballet Friends, I love you! Bye!